Let's make a Polaroid cookie together. To make the sunglass icing transfer, what you're going to do is take your template that you're tracing with icing and you're going to put parchment paper over the top of it. I've also heard you can use a Ziploc bag, but I have never tried that, so I cannot recommend it or not. And you're going to grab your orange. I cut a smaller hole to get started. I made it bigger when I was decorating cookies, but smaller hole to get started because these sunglasses are a little small. And what I do first is outline the lens of the sunglass because we're doing orange in all of this, and then I outline the outside edge of the sunglass. So I'm starting with 2 circles for one eye, for one lens, and then I'm going to the other one. And if you're thinking, I don't really know if I'm getting the perspective right on this, it's okay. It's a cookie. You don't have to get the perspective right. And if you're better at making these icing transfers that I am, some people are really good at this fine detail work, even if this is like the second time you've ever decorated cookies. Some people just really, really get it. If that's you, please tell me because I want to celebrate you. You are super cool and a rock star. Anywho, outlined it and I basically just created 2 rings and then I'm filling in those rings and I'm doing a little bit of what's called pressure piping where I'm just wanting to make sure that all of that's filled in. And then on the right one, the smaller of the 2 lenses, I'm really just letting the icing fall out of my piping bag with a little pressure from my hand. After those are filled in, I'm doing a little dot on the right where the other arm of the glasses would be. I think there's another name for that besides arm, but I say arm. And then I'm going to do the bridge across the nose, and then I'm going to do the other arm. Now you could pipe just a straight line and go over it a few times to create the right thickness, but I'm doing what's called pressure piping here, where I'm just adding a little bit more pressure onto my piping bag to create a slightly thicker line. And if you notice that cut right there, it's because I had a blockage in my piping bag and I wanted to clear it before I continued. Then I grabbed my scribe and just even it out. And then I just made the rest of the orange sunglasses that I was going to make. So they have a little bit of dry time before I came in and just piped 2 blobs of pink in the middle. And then I'm coming in with my scribe to just make sure it's touching all of that orange edge. Everything is touching one another. Everything's creating a very solid line. And if I just did pink domes here, which you totally could do, they would just be a little bit more domed than the orange. And that wasn't really the look I was going for. Once you get that pink added in, set these aside, let them completely dry at least 4 hours, but I like to do it a day ahead. And then I'm coming in from the top and kind of just slowly pulling away that parchment because I thought for sure I was going to break off one of these arms, but I didn't. They all were solid. Grab your edible pen. We're going to do 4 dots to roughly design a square on this rectangle. And I'm doing the 4 dots because if I went straight into drawing lines, this would be a hot mess. If you have a ruler and you want to be super precise, grab a ruler. Then you won't need to do the dots. You can just do X number of inches by X number of inches. You're good to go. I don't know. I don't want to have a ruler. Let me live my life. Anywho, after I have my 4 dots, they're where I want it, I am going to draw the lines for my rectangle. And then halfway or a little higher than halfway, I'm going to draw a line across my square. And then I'm going to grab my white icing and I'm going to outline that bottom rectangle within my square. So not below the square, that part that I've just outlined and then drew a line across, that's what I'm filling in with white. I'm outlining it first and making sure I have a very solid border, and then I'm going to fill it in with that same white icing. And since we're using our hybrid, our one consistency icing, we don't have to worry about having a flood or a line. I said that a little backwards. I have one that can do both. Get yourself an icing that can do both. And I didn't fill it in end to end. I have these gaps. So I'm going to grab my scribe and I'm going to make sure that my icing goes all the way to that edge. And then I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to let it crust over. You see, it went from really shiny to matte, perfectly crusted over. It doesn't have to be rock hard. We're not waiting for that. We're just going to do a bunch of cookies and then come back to it. So I piped on some white on top and then I'm using a clean sponge. This is not like a kitchen sponge I've used and now I'm retiring it to cookies. This is just a brand new sponge I cut up and I use exclusively for cookies, and I'm just lightly tapping. I don't want to tap too hard. I'm just lightly tapping because we're creating some texture on this cookie. We're going to make it look like a pool deck. That's the point of this, creating some texture. I pushed a little hard with my sponge, and so I broke through that very light crust on top, but it's okay. We're going to go with it. Once we have that, we're not setting it aside and letting it dry or anything. We're immediately grabbing our dark blue, and we're going to outline the top of that square, the top rectangle above the white portion within that drawn, scratched out square, whether you used an edible pen or whether you used your scribe, and we're going to outline it, and then we're going to fill it in. So same thing we did with the white, except for we're not going to let it dry this time like we did with the white. We're not going to let it crust over. We're not adding any sort of texture here. We actually want it to be wet for as long as possible because we're going to add a couple other things here. But after I fill it in, I grab my scribe, I just even it out. I make sure I get it right against that white line because we don't want there to be like a weird gap between these sections. And if your icing's been sitting for a while, dark icing can kind of get streaky lines through it. So I kind of use my scribe to mess it up. And then I'm going to grab my light blue and I'm just going to add a couple of these like amoeba shapes in here. If I can fit 3, perfect. If I can only fit 2, that also works. And they don't have to be completely within this dark blue. They can kind of like go outside the shape. And then I'm going to repeat it again with the white. My white doesn't look as amoeba-y. I don't know why. It just wanted to be mean to me. It didn't want to function as well, but it's okay because we're going to cover it up anyway. This is like our pool background. Then we're going to grab our sunglass icing transfers and just drop it kind of in between those 2 lines, and it's going to stick right on because we have that fresh pool icing, that fresh blue icing. Then we're going to set this cookie aside. We're going to go repeat these steps for however many other Polaroid cookies we're making. We're going to let it crust over. So crusting over, it's going from being really shiny, fresh icing to just a little bit matte, where if you touched it, it would crack a little bit. Once it has crusted over, we're going to come back with our white and outline that rectangle. And then we're going to outline the entire, not rectangle, that square. It should be a relative square. And then we're going to outline the entire rectangle cookie because we're just going to fill in the rest of it to be just a flat white because this is a Polaroid cookies. What do Polaroids look like? New Polaroids look like this. Old Polaroids looked more square. Were they square? I feel like they were rectangle too, but they looked more square than this very obvious rectangle. And yes, I know all squares are rectangles, but not every rectangle is a square. I understand that. Anywho, you're going to outline everything. After you've outlined everything, you're going to fill in your outline. I liked starting around the previously piped rectangle because we just have that little edge and it just felt easiest to kind of go through and either pressure pipe a little bit. So I'm just putting a little bit more pressure on my piping bag, or to just pipe a straight line. Like that section on the top was really more piping a straight line versus the section on the side, which I could put a little bit more pressure on my piping bag and just fill in the section. And then the bottom section, I would definitely say is much more pressure piping because I'm putting a lot more pressure on my piping bag to get more icing out of it more quickly. There's the part we should go for. So I can just save time on piping this because there's nothing crazy about this, to be precise. And then I am going to grab my scribe to just make sure that I even everything out. I get straight to the edge because often I don't worry about doing that when I am piping. But to each their own. If you want to pipe right to the edge and not use your scribe, you can do that. But I also like using my scribe to kind of even things out. Like this little bit on the edge, it's a little puffier in one spot than another. Okay, I just kind of want to move that around. And on top, I want to make sure it's looking more even. And I get a little focused on it. I spent probably a little bit more time on it than I should, being like, no, get a straighter shot. Don't stick out there. Come back, fix this, do that. I definitely focus on it. After you finish perfecting your edge, you're going to completely set this aside. You want this to dry for like a full 12 hours because we're going to come back with an edible pen, a ultra fine tip edible pen. You also could use a fine tip, which I would consider more of a felt tip. If you don't let it dry, that will happen to you. You will poke a hole through it. And I still poked a hole even through my dry ones because ultra fine tips are rude like that. And you can just write whatever message you want to complete your Polaroid cookie. This is one of 4 cookies in the Pool cookie set. Download the free guide in the link below and give them a try.